Hi, everybody. I'm here with my buddy Rob. This is actually a second video. We're doing a very short one. We do one recently on the CHFA trade show coming up and some tips. We're going to talk about something pretty cool. This is from the attendees' perspective and what to do. And I want to talk about another topic, what not to do. So let's first talk about from the attendees' perspective, very shortly. How do attendees really work the show? What's the best kind of advice you have for someone who's attending the show?
So specifically, if they're an attendee and they're a consumer packaged goods, brand owner or brand manager, an ambassador for that brand, very different than obviously if they're a retailer attendee. Retailer attendees are going there to, to research and potentially find products to list in their store. But if you're a CPG brand owner and you're just attending, you're not exhibiting the show. That's hands-on research, right? They should be going to that show. They should be looking at the scale. They should be looking at how well it's organized. They should be looking at how well it's also attended, keeping an eye out to see, ideally, how many retailers do they see walking the floor. But as they're walking the floor, they should be looking at all their competitors in their category. They should be looking at all the different brands that are exhibiting, the location within the show floor that's seemingly getting the most traffic. I mean, there's intersections that are busier than others. On the perimeter, you're generally not as busy as you are at some of the main intersections. But look at the brand booths. Look to see which brands are standing out. There's going to be some that stand out and are naturally generating gravitational pull. There's people coming to them. Make some notes as to why you think those booths are doing that. And that way you're better prepared as you're making decisions about exhibiting at that show or other shows.
Cool. Okay, we're going to talk about one other interesting topic. Let's talk about what not to do. Okay, and I'm going to bring up something called suitcasing.
Oh my God.
Okay,
yeah.
So Rob, I want you to share with the audience, and I'm giggling because I tell you, I've exhibited, and I tell you, I get a lot of it. I received a lot of it. So what is suitcasing? Tell the audience what exactly suitcasing is. We can have a good laugh here.
Okay, so suitcasing is a term that's been applied to show attendees who have chosen not to exhibit, but are still actively walking the show floor with the hopes of running into a key decision maker, a buyer, a category manager, so that they can solicit them in the hallway, in the aisle, and bust out their suitcase with their pamphlets, with their brochures, with their samples. Suitcasing is an overarching term, but I've literally seen people with enormous backpacks. I've seen people with wagons, with their product in the wagons. And the worst I've ever seen is somebody pushing a baby stroller filled with their product. And actually opening up the baby stroller and handing out their product. It is shocking to me that they were doing it. But anyways, it's a way for brands to try and get into the show and achieve results without actually following the proper process. And it's a real disservice for the brand.
I think in my experience, it's not good for your personal brand.
It's definitely not. It's good.
Long term, it's really bad, and
100%.
It's really bad. I want to take one step further. They suitcase the exhibitors. They try and sell, like digital marketing. They'll go up to an exhibitor, I'm using that as an example, and they'll try and sell their marketing services or their digital marketing, or they'll try and sell their services to an exhibitor, which is exhibitors are there to sell their products and and do have a return. Another bad move. When they're going to exhibit and try and sell their services. Really bad move.
100%. The people inside the booths are there on the clock, looking to sell. They're not looking to be sold to. I think there are ways to approach them respectfully, network. But if all you do is go out there and aggressively pitch them your product, I don't think it's going to be effective, and B, your audience in that moment isn't engaged, and it's probably not the right decision maker, right? You know, if you've got a digital solution or what have you, what I would say is try and offer them value. If you're going to engage with them, network with them, you know,
Exactly.
interest
Exactly.
in the products that they're promoting, and you know, get their card, and you can always try and follow up with them after. And if you've had a meaningful, memorable conversation, they'll remember you, right? But you know, even you know, from the perspective of Green Fresh, we like to try and add value for the folks that we're engaging with, which is why you'll see us taking photos, taking videos, promoting those brands. And yes, are we doing it as Green Fresh? Yes, but there's no strings attached. We're not charging back. But we are trying to build our community, build our network, and add value, but we're not there to sell them.
Got it. Rob, very insightful. Thanks so much, buddy. Everybody, take care. And remember, don't suitcase.
At the show.
Don't suitcase. Okay.
Don't suitcase, and don't bring your baby stroller filled with your product.
No, don't do the baby stroller. And there's some other funny ones. It's the last hour of the show when they walk out with strollers loaded with food. That's another.
Absolutely.
That's a whole other video.
Awesome. Take care, buddy.